Hi guys. So it's been a while. Last time I checked in was, I'm pretty sure following my colposcopy. And the next step was basically waiting for those results. And basically if everything came back okay with those, we'd be able to proceed with the IVF. Of course, Salvador is going to make his grand appearance in the video, because what would a video be without him? Thank you. Anyways, so, honey, you can't sit on my lap. No, no, no. Anyways, so colposcopy results. I actually got those back yesterday. They're not perfect, but it's better than what it could have been. So basically, I was told that my cells came, they got the biopsy results back. It is not cancer. So that's obviously an amazing thing. It's not cancer. Although she did say that it is still, like a medium grade where she would want to go in and do a LEEP procedure. What a LEEP procedure is basically they take a piece of your cervix. She, number one, wouldn't be able to get me into the operating room for at least 2 months. And then it would be a 6 to 8 month recovery, basically healing my body back up. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I'm spending a fortune on this insurance. And the insurance, the reason I'm spending so much is strictly because of the IVF. I can't take a 6 to 8 month break over something that she just kind of wants to, we're going to be okay. So basically I said to her, I said, can you please hear me out? I said, I just want to get this going. I said, I told her that they want me to, start my medications this week. I said, my insurance went through, my insurance company did approve the IVF cycle. They've already put in all my prescriptions. So I said to her, I said, is this something that I absolutely have to do? I said, or is it possible for me to do this IVF and then deal with it? Obviously, as a doctor, she's going to prefer that I deal with it now. But it's not life or death. And, there's still a 30% chance that basically my body could fight it off on its own and it could basically fix itself and become normal cells. So I'm going to stay on that optimistic side and say, hey, I got a 30% chance that it's going to go away on its own. I said to her, I said, let's say that this IVF cycle works, and I get pregnant. How much is it really going to progress within that amount of time? Or is it just going to stay the same? Or is it going to repair itself? Obviously, no one knows. But she did, in the end up understanding that I want a family. And, if she were to do the LEEP procedure now, she's going to take a piece of my cervix, which would mean that I would be at a higher risk of miscarriage and, other complications with pregnancy. So I just thought that, it would be in my best interest to proceed with the IVF, and I will deal with all of this following. She did say that it would classify me as a high-risk pregnancy if I am, if I do get pregnant. I'm already going to be a high-risk pregnancy because they consider all IVF pregnancies high-risk. So, I said to her, I said, can we just follow it closely, and can I proceed? And she gave me the go. So, I can't even breathe. I'm so excited. I'm so incredibly nervous. But I think the excitement is kind of trumping the nervousness. So I have a big old list of to-do. So basically, from here on out, where do I go? So I have a bunch of things I need to fax over to them. I had to give her my fully documented physical because I will be put under anesthesia. So they want to make sure that I'm healthy. They wanted, obviously, my pap smear, the pathology result, the colposcopy results, and they want my husband's lab results. All easy peasy, it's a simple phone call. Now, here we go, guys. So, today, I'm grabbing it. I actually start one of my medications. So, here we are. I haven't seen birth control since I was so young. So, we have some birth control here. I will be taking this for 2 weeks. Basically what the birth control is going to do is it's going to regulate my cycle, and it also will prevent me from developing cysts on my ovaries when I'm doing the stims portion, which is when I'm stimulating my body with all the injections, which will be, oh man, in 2 weeks. So I am going to take my first pill today, and this will, like I said, this will be for 2 weeks. After the 2 weeks, I wait for my period to come, which comes in about 3 days after you stop taking birth control. And then I start the injections. Ah, I'm so scared. So they gave me some paperwork, and it was kind of like what is it? This is kind of like my treatment plan. So I've gone over this, I think, in other videos. It tells me what, okay, cycle day 1, is when you call the nurse. They tell you to take your birth control. Bam, we're done there. After that birth control, I'm waiting on cycle day 1 as well. And then I will start one of my medications, which is going to be twice daily. That's going to be the one that goes into my tummy. So I was super nervous. I called the nurse. I said, hey, I'm really thin. I'm a very thin woman. I don't have fat, I said, I got skin. I said, but I don't really have fat. Most people can stand up, pinch some fat, bam, give it to themselves. I can't, that's all I got. That's nothing. So they gave me some instructions, and basically all my injections are going to be given sitting down. So here we go. I will sit down. I will lift up my shirt. And I will basically be grabbing, you want it to be, I guess where I will be injecting is on either sides of my belly button. So she said if you don't have a roll, you're going to hunch over until you do. And then you pinch. And just like that. I have a damn cat with me and a dog. Oh my God! All right, let's get rid of the kitty. Sad, be nice. All right, that was good. Chill out, bro. So I'll start those injections. Let's see. Showed you guys that. I'm drawing a blank right now because I just got super distracted by that. I'm all over the place on top of this. So I've been really open about it with people. Some people think that, hey, that's personal. To each is their own. It's helping me get through it, to be able to talk about it and be able to share it. I feel like if I was keeping this all in, I don't know if I could get through it. It's super helpful just to be able to talk about it, vent about it, things like that. I am going to get a couple things together, and then I will return and show you guys some of my... All right, guys, I'm back. So, couple things. Where do I start? Bam. So I actually picked this up today. Obviously the screen can't really read it, but it is a needle collection and disposal box. Obviously I want to be able to dispose of all my syringes properly. You can actually, once your container is full, there's actually a return label so you can send it in and they can dispose of them properly. Bam. So now that we're talking needle disposal, let's talk medications. So they have me on a lot more medications than I had anticipated. When they gave me, all this paperwork, which is basically, it tells me day 1, day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It tells me day by day my instructions, basically, but it does not state the specific medication. It just states, I'm probably going to bear with me because I don't know how to pronounce these, but it basically is telling me I'm taking a antagonist and a gondotropin, because that's what type, I'm doing a IVF-FSH antagonist cycle. Whatever that means. That's what my body calls for. So I really didn't know what medications exactly I was going to be on. I just knew kind of like how many times a day I was doing it, but I didn't know exact. So, like I said, I got a phone call from the nurse telling me that my insurance company approved the cycle. So basically they took a look at all my medical records and realized that I cannot get pregnant naturally and that IVF is my only option, so they will fund it. Hooray! Yeah! So, first step is, I think I showed you guys, my birth control. I'm going to be taking this for 2 weeks. Once that 2 weeks is up, so I start taking the birth control on cycle day 5, which is today, and I'm going to be stopping taking it on cycle day 21, which is going to be January 6th. So I'm kind of doing the math a little bit in my head, so if I stop taking birth control on January 6th, let's see, I imagine I'll have my period by the 9th or the 10th. Once I get my period, I call them and they instruct me to start with my injections. So I need to have my meds ordered and in my house within this next 2 weeks. So let's take a look here. So I knew that obviously these medications are expensive. I guess I didn't realize how expensive they were. These are all out-of-pocket prices. I do have a $5,000 maximum for fertility meds through my insurance company, but it's so confusing. So the prices that they gave me are not the prices that my insurance company would pay. Basically, the woman told me that $5,000 from my insurance company is going to be maxed out with one medication. So I had posted a status online the other day once I found out the cost of the medications, and I basically was just asking for some advice about, maybe a low interest loan or, any options out there, So I had literally an angel, an amazing, sweet, beautiful, kind woman. I'm not going to use any names here. She privately reached out to me and told me that one of her close friends had just done an IVF cycle, and unfortunately it didn't work. Granted, she was older, low egg, lots of other issues. Everyone's situation is different, but unfortunately her cycle did not work. And she had quite a few, leftover medications that she no longer was going to be using. And she actually donated them to me. And it made my heart so full. Such a generous thing to do to a total stranger. I don't know this person from a hole in the wall, and they were willing to donate their leftover medications to me. And it's going to save me, not a ton, but it's going to save me money, and every penny counts with this. So why don't we get into some of the medications? So this is exactly what I need here. I'm probably going to pronounce some of these wrong, so bear with me. But the first one is the Crenone gel. And I'm going to need 5 applications, which is not much at all. The total for that is $164.50. Now, this little angel saved my life. I don't have to pay that $165. She actually, I don't want her name on this. She actually gave me I have 2 more in here. 4 full boxes. God, I don't even know how many are in here. I mean, a lot. It's filled with them. I only need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all I need. $165 for 5 of these. Basically what this is a vaginal gel. It's inserted. Apparently it's yucky, but it is what it is. So I will not have to pay that. Thank the Lord. She also donated to me. I'm going to take you over to my refrigerator because it needs to be stored in there. Hold up one of the boxes. She actually donated this full box, which has, I don't know how many boxes in it, but we also got a little box here. Since this one is open, I guess I could show you guys. So, all right, this is the Menopur, and I need a total of 20 vials of this. This is the one that goes into my belly. How many come in here? So there are 5 doses in this box. I'm pretty sure this is all the Menopur that I need. She is saving me $1,538. It makes me want to cry. $1,538 she is saving me by donating these to me. So this is kind of what they look like. And basically, they did show me kind of how to do these. I'm definitely going to need a refresher because I'm scared, I'm nervous, I feel like I'm going to mess things up. But my big old bag of needles. It is, if I can find one single one. It's a little needle that goes in the belly. I'm really not too scared of this one. So this is the one that will go into my belly, but I don't draw it. So I have to basically, one of these is a liquid and one is a powder. And I basically have to mix the two. But you do that with a larger gauge needle. I'm not going to pull it out. But basically you mix it with a larger gauge needle and then you basically switch it over to the small one and give yourself the injection. She literally saved me, let's do the math here, over $2,000. That is, I'm sorry, not over $2,000. Just about $2,000. $1,700, just around. My next medication is going to be the progesterone. That's the scary one. That is the one that gets, where are we at? Oh, that's the one that gets this one. Do you see how large that needle is? Do you see how large that needle is? And it's bigger than my nose. Where that one is going to go? This one is intramuscular. The nurse said that she will circle little dots for me on my back. It's really not your back, it's right above your butt. Basically, my husband has to give me these. These are not something you give yourself. She basically told me, to ice the area for about 5 minutes. Then my husband, put the needle in fast, but it is a very thick oil, the progesterone, so you have to inject very slow. Once he's fully done injecting, pull out, and basically she instructed to massage the area to break up that oil, and then put a heating pad on it. That one I need 4 vials of. For now, there will be more. That one's $200. They want me to take a aspirin regimen. That's nothing. That's $3. Cetratide. I'm sorry. I need 20 vials of that, and I'm not sure exactly what that is, but that's another $1,120. I have a prescription for Valium, and that is basically to ease my anxiety when I go for the transfer. We have a prescription for estradiol. I need 60 pills. Those are about $1 a piece, $57. And then we're going to get to the most expensive medication, which is the Gonal F. I'm going to need 3 900-unit pens. So these are actually really simple. It looks like a pen, and you basically adjust the dial on it to what dose you need, and you inject it. It's another one that goes subcutaneous, so that's in your fat. And then one more, which is going to be my trigger shot, which is given the night before. It's either the night before retrieval or transfer. Don't quote me, one of the two. It's one shot, and that's $129.90, which, like I said, is going to give me the total of $5,372.39. My refrigerator's beeping at me because I have the door open. But anyways, that was a lot of information. So I am ready. I'm so nervous, but I'm ready. I just want to get this going. I'm going through Freedom Pharmacy. They have some great prices, and they've also told me I could go to freedomfertilitypharmacy.com, and I can see some how-to instructions, videos on how to do my injections. I asked the nurse if I could come in and they could show me again, and she told me to look at the videos online, like, almost making it like I'm making a big deal of this. Girl, I ain't never given myself a needle in my tummy. I don't know what I'm doing here. She said, obviously, if I'm that freaked out when I go in for my ultrasounds and blood work, that she can show me. There is a lot of ultrasound and blood work going on while I am doing the injections. Let's see. It's literally every other day I will be having blood work and an ultrasound. And it's basically because they want to make sure that they're checking my levels in my blood. And the ultrasound, they're obviously looking at the eggs, seeing how many you're producing, things like that. And if, for any reason, they might have to adjust my medications. They might have to up a dose. They might have to lower a dose. So that's why they're kind of closely monitoring you through all these injections. So let's take a look here. So I do the injection, let's just fast forward here. I start doing my injections after that birth control. We're going to do 12 days of all those injections. And when we're on day 13, that's going to be my evening prior to them retrieving my eggs. It's a surgery, nothing to eat or drink after midnight, and I also don't have any injections that day/night. The following day, which is day 14, that's when I go in for the egg retrieval. I'm going to be admitted to Boston IVF. It blows my mind. So they will retrieve all of my eggs. The day after that procedure, I'm going to be starting now the one of the pills by mouth, and then I'm also going to be starting the progesterone, which is that super long needle. So the day after that egg retrieval is when the progesterone shots start. Let's see, 2 days after my retrieval, nurse is going to call me, and she's going to let me know of the number of dividing embryos and the time that they're going to be doing my transfer. So basically, they're going to let me know how many they got, how they're doing, how well they're, graded, and at that point, it is my embryo transfer. They do it 3 days after retrieval. So they take those eggs out, and 3 days later, I'm going back in, I'm being admitted, and they're going to put the embryo back in me. And then basically, you are PUPO, P-U-P-O, which means pregnant until proven otherwise. And basically, you're just hoping and praying that that pregnancy sticks, that it attaches to your wall. And let's see. So they do that embryo transfer on day 17. And then on day 28, I go in for my pregnancy test. The dates are very rough. Obviously, I'm not 100% on these dates, but I did a little bit of a calendar. and it seems as though I will know if my IVF cycle was successful by February 22nd. So I will know if I am pregnant by late February. This has been such a roller coaster, and it's just beginning. Obviously, I've had quite a few bumps in the road, lots of little procedures in the way, and it's just really surreal that it's happening, and it's finally happening. Anyone that knows me and knows me well knows that it is my dream to be a mother. I was put on this earth to nurture, I have it in me. It's what I've always wanted, and I'm not gonna let money get in the way of my dream of being a mother, and my husband deserves this as well. I know that we will be the greatest parents out there, and I'm really excited. Now, I'm scared. What if it doesn't work? Okay, so let's say, I go through all this and it doesn't work. I honestly don't know how I'm going to handle that if that happens. I'm going to stay positive, and I'm going to say that it's going to work. But if it doesn't, that's just a whole other road. But luckily, when they take out all my eggs, they freeze whatever they don't put in me. So let's say they put one in. Let's just say they get 5 eggs. They could get 30 eggs, but let's say they get 5, and they're all good quality. They put one in. Now I have 4 left. They actually freeze those, and if your first IVF round doesn't work, you have those frozen embryos there, and you don't have to go through the whole process of the egg retrieval again. At that point, all it is basically, a transfer where they're transferring the embryo into you. There is medications again, but it's not as difficult on your body, and it's not as expensive. So, if the first round doesn't work, it's not the end of the road. I'm just gonna say, stay super positive through this. My husband is my best friend in the whole world, and he is the best person to have by my side to support me. He sends me the most amazing, text messages throughout the day telling me how strong of a woman I am, and, I'm so lucky to have a man like him in my life. Some men might have ran for the hills. My house is a madhouse with these animals. But, some men would have ran for the hills. He has never left my side through anything. We are 7 years strong, and like I said, he's my best friend, my world. And I just can't wait to, have a child and, experience all the joys of parenthood. I hope my video, explained exactly what's going on with me now. If anyone has any questions, you're always welcome to reach out to me. Like I said, I'm totally open about this, and I'm totally willing to answer any questions that anyone has. Again, thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you so much for supporting me through this journey. It means the world to me, and I will be back. And it seems as though when I return, I'm probably going to be returning, showing you guys my first injection. I want to document my entire journey. So some of it is going to be raw, and you might want to turn your head, but it's my life, it's what's happening, and, like I said, I want to document it. I hope everyone has an amazing holiday, Merry Christmas, and I will be back with a video soon. Like I said, today is, what is it? December 20th. We're 5 days from Christmas, and I'm starting that birth control. We're going to do that for 2 weeks, so January 6th, I am stopping. So like I said, you will probably be seeing a video with the injections, in about 3 weeks. Wow, 3 weeks is going to fly by. Again, thank you for the support, and I love you all.